And hello, good afternoon, magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Welcome once again here to our Bounce Back Live. Ako po si RJ Ledesma. Thank you so much to everybody for joining us here this afternoon. I am one of the administrators here on Bounce Back and also the co-founder of Mercato Central, and of course your host for this afternoon's episode on Bounce Back for the restaurant business. Pa natin papalakihin at papalaguin yung inyong mga online food businesses. At kung kayo rin po ay isang small food business owner, we will help you grow our business. Ngayon po, dito po sa Metro Manila, it is now GCQ up to the end of June 30. And I'm sure many of you are still trying to produce your own products at home, at habang nasa GCQ, natuto kayo magluto, nakita nyo na may potential pala yung kayo maging isang food entrepreneur. Pero yung tanong po ninyo, kumikita pa yung negosyo ninyo pagdating sa pagkain? Do you know the proper food costing? Kasi mamaya gawa kayo ng pagkain dahil passion ito. Pero medyo mamahalin po yung mga ingredients po ninyo or yung mga ibang cost dyan, hindi niya pinapasok sa mga binibenta ninyo. So ibig sabihin niyan na kahit kayo benta ng benta, talo pa kayo. So today, we've got our really great friends here from the UFS, Unilever Food Solutions, to help us better understand yung how to properly cost your food para alam nyo na kumikita yung mga food businesses po ninyo. So ako po ulit si RJ Ledesma. I run Mercato Central. Yung Mercato Central po is one of the largest night food markets dito sa Metro Manila. At the same time, we are also a small food business incubator. Ano bang ibig sabihin ng isang small food business incubator? Sa negosyo po namin, yung ginagawa namin, tinutulungan po namin yung mga micro and small food entrepreneurs na magpatayo ng isang outlet po sa aming market sa BGC, sa Bonifacio Global City, para lumaki sila at lumago. We train them with mentorships sa finance, sa sales, sa operations, at pag maganda po yung takbo ng mga negosyo nila, we eventually invest in their businesses para lumaki sila. Now, habang sa panahon ng ECQ right now, sarado po yung Mercato bilang isang physical store, pero online store na po kami. We are on Mercato Favorites or Mercato Online Delivery. At gusto sana po namin masama po yung inyong mga pagkain sa aming online delivery store. If you are interested to become a Mercato vendor online, please let us know. Nandiyan po sa ilalim yung aming contact information. Please contact Paulo at mercatocentral.ph if you want us to sell your products online. So dito naman po, to help our small food businesses grow, nandito po yung mga kaibigan natin mula sa Unilever Food Solutions Philippines para turuan tayo on how to grow our food business. At bago lahat, gusto ko lang batiin lahat ng mga nanonood dito ngayon sa Bounce Back Philippines, pati na rin sa Practical Learning Company from all over the country. Nako, meron tayo si Lovely JC from Cabugao, Apayao. We also have over here from Pasig, Edward David. We have from Nasugbu, Batangas, Lali Leviste Abdon. At meron rin po, iba't ibang parte ng bansa ito. Thank you so much for joining us from Davao City, Merli Tero, bye-bye. Thank you so much to everybody for joining us. At this afternoon, po, kahanga-hanga po yung makakasama natin ngayong gabi. 3 top-notch chefs from all over the country to teach us a bit more about how to cost your food. So kung kayo po ay beginners sa pagdating ng food service or food business, tuturuan kayo kung paano magkaroon ng konting profit naman, kita sa inyong mga negosyo. Unang-una sa lahat, gusto kong batiin yung mga chefs natin. Our first chef is the senior sous chef ng modern trade ng Unilever Food Solutions, si Chef Paulo Sia. Chef Paulo, pakibati naman yung ating mga kaibigan na nanonood sa ating show ngayon. Chef Pau.
Hello, and good afternoon. And it's good to be back. And kahit maulan ang hapon natin, andyan pa rin kayo. Thank you so much for attending this webinar.
Ayan, pag maulan, masarap kumain, hindi ba, Chef Pau?
Okay. Yeah.
Chef Pau, bago lahat, no, kasi pag-usapan natin ngayon yung tungkol sa pagkain, about especially food costing. Medyo mahaba-haba yung usapan natin, but what do you want them to take home? Ano gusto mo maging key takeaway nila pagkatapos ng lecture natin ngayon?
Yeah, so today, what to expect, share lang namin quickly, mga basic food costing. Siyempre, pag gumawa ka ng pagkain, meron may kaukulang presyo yan, di ba? May expenses ka dyan. So, paano ka ba kikita in a way, hindi lang, kasi tayo, gawa lang ng gawa minsan nakalimutan natin, o nga, no? Kailangan pala kasama yung ganito, at yung ganito. So, mamaya expound natin yan sa ating session. Yun yung, sana may matutunan kayo later on tungkol sa costing. Right?
Maraming salamat, Chef Pao Sia. Laging nakakatulong sa ating mga tagapagkinig dito sa show natin ng Bounce Back Philippines together with Unilever Food Solutions at yung Mercato Academy. At syempre, kasama rin natin yung Senior Sous Chef ng GMA and Luzon, Chef Brando Santos. Chef Brando, come in, Chef Brando.
Hello, good afternoon, RJ. Thank you for having us again.
Ayan, Chef Brando. Ayos-ayos yung buhok natin ngayon, ah. Talagang nagpagupit na habang nag-GCQ,
napagupit ako.
Yeah.
Pwede na.
So, Chef Brando, ikaw naman, Chef Brando, what would you like to share? What would you like yung final message after this is all done? What would you like them to remember about food costing?
So, at the end of this session, hopefully, ang key takeaway natin is we go into a food business because hopefully we get profit, diba? We earn something. So, for that, whatever you do, it's to be lahat ng pagod mo, sulit, may kinita ka.
Yeah.
Yun ang aking masasabi.
Yan importante. Dapat yung pagod nyo, sulit yung pagod ninyo. Mamaya, pagod na pagod kayo, wala pa kayong kita, talo pa kayo. So, dito na kayo parang yung content explanation na kailangan gawin ninyo para mas maintindihan kung anong ginagawa sa food business. O last but not the least, of course, we always welcome the rose among the thorns dito. Can we welcome now? We'd like to welcome our Junior Sous Chef from Visayas and Mindanao, Miss Chef Ana Santele. Chef Ana, magandang hapon po sa inyo, Chef Ana.
Hi, good afternoon, RJ, and to everyone's watching.
Oh, Chef Ana, ikaw naman, Chef. What is your take naman? What would you like people to take home from today's show?
Ayan, so additional lang to what the Chef Pao and Chef Brando said a while ago. So ako naman would be listahan talaga, no? So yun yung pinaka-importante sa food costing eh. So list all your expenses para at the end of the day, you know, kung ano yung kailangan nyo talaga at saka kailangan yung ma-differentiate kung kailangan nyo ba talaga siya or kumbaga parang needs and wants to for your businesses. So it's really listing down all the expenses and then later on, you'll see your profit.
Ayun po, so dapat bago kayo magsimula, alam nyo lahat ng mga kasangkapan na kailangan ninyo, di ba, before you start? So everything sounds a bit clearer. Now, just double checking, naiintindihan po nyo ako or medyo choppy po ako? Pakisabi lang po. Do I come off to you, Chef Ana, Chef Brando, as a bit choppy or yung bosses ko? How does it sound right now? Clear ba?
Clear to my part.
Clear naman.
Clear. Okay, clear. Okay, thanks so much. Now, let me move on lang. Let's go to Fim. Let's go to our first slide here for today. No? Sa mga unang beses po na nakasama natin dito ngayon sa ating UFS, Unilever Food Solutions and Mercato Academy Bounce Back session. No? Let's just review kung anong ginawa natin the last few weeks. No? Unang-una, pinag-usapan muna natin yung food safety. So just a couple of things before we move on at pag-usapan natin yung food costing. Just a few tips lang on food safety. Just very short, Chef Brando, anong food safety tips mo?
Just make sure, pinaka-basic, do not cross-contaminate. No? Don't cause cross-contamination. So if you're using chopping board for your protein, make sure you wash it, you sanitize it, and then proceed to the next task. Hindi pwedeng sama-sama lahat sa isang chopping board.
Got that. Thanks so much, Chef Brando. Chef Ana, kayo naman po.
Yes, additional to Chef Brando would be your time and temperature. So make sure na within 4 hours, mainit pa yung ating food at saka hindi natin siya mapapalamig para safe yung food natin.
Great job. And then, Chef Paolo, ito, konting add lang. What else would you like to add about food safety? Very shortly. Very briefly.
Yeah, for food delivery, of course, always seal properly yung food na i-deliver. So it doesn't matter kasi kung maganda nga yung packaging mo, hindi naman nakaseal. So it's pointless. So dapat properly sealed para paglabas ng pagkain sa kusina mo, safe pa rin. Alright?
Thanks so much, Chef Paul. Then, cooking methods, we talked about, in particular, ano yung pwedeng mabilis at efficient na cooking methods kung kayo po ay isang online food seller at wala kang, or at home kitchen ka lang. Chef Brando.
Ako personally, I like braised or stewed items because pwede siya maging one-pot meal eh. Like you have your protein, you have your sauce and vegetables. So anything that's braised or anything that's stewed, sa akin okay siya. So
Ayan. At pwedeng gawin sa bahay rin po. Medyo madali sa bahay lang. Ayan. Thank you so much. Chef Ana, kayo naman po for cooking methods.
Yes, so for sa akin naman would be frying, no? So focus lang tayo sa frying. So kung chicken wings, yun lang yung ano natin, then we have some glaze on the side. So madali lang kasi yun, you just have to set up your frying station. Kahit hindi muna kayo bumili ng fryer, at least meron kayong malaking wok and then you're good to go.
Yan. Very good practical tip. Chef Pao, ikaw naman, Chef Pao.
Yeah, for cooking method, isa sa mga madali is yung stir-fried item. For example, is yung mga rice in a box concept na, di ba, yung kanin kasi staple sa atin yan. Lagyan mo lang ng ulam, then stir-fry everything, then deliver it, rice in a box. That's it. Stir-fry.
Stir-fried. Thank you so much. And then last one, leveled up dishes. Anong ibig sabihin ng leveled up dishes? Kasi po, paminsan-minsan ko yung mga pagkain natin na ibebenta, kung pare-pareho lang sila, kung walang kaibahan sa ibang mga dish o potahe dyan, baka hindi siya masyado mabenta online. How do you level up a dish para may konting kaibahan? Chef Brando.
sa akin, you always go back to, as I've said before, no, your unique selling proposition. What will make you stand out amongst the rest? You can't go into sushi bake because everybody's doing sushi bake. You can have to be a little more inventive or innovative. So, get inspiration, no? Daming inspiration, no? Cookbooks, the internet, and then just add your personal touch, and hopefully, it becomes the new trend.
Ayan po. So wag lang gaya-gaya po. Dagdagan ng konti, may konting extra na galing sa inyo.
Yes.
Hindi po dapat, Chef Brando. Oo. Exactly. And then, Chef Ana, kayo naman po.
Yes, so additional lang kay Chef B, no? So, tama naman si Chef B na, you need to be innovative talaga. So, parang ngayon, we're going back to the old So, parang medyo 70s, no? So, kung ano yung mga naging food natin nun, additional touch lang sa modern ngayon. So, ganun lang, parang haluan lang natin. So, basic ng balance tsaka modern.
I like that. Tama nga. Bumabalik tayo sa 70s dyan, no? And then finally, the last one, we'd like to talk about briefly about food photography. I know we talked about earlier on about food photography. But Chef Brando, a couple of tips lang on food photography, especially kung gumagawa ka ng pictures na dapat medyo katakam-takam yung pagkain ninyo because you will be posting yung mga pictures nyo sa Instagram at sa Facebook para mabenta yung pagkain ninyo. Ano mga tips mo lang, Chef B?
For me, it's always a good skill to learn. There are a lot of tutorials now on Instagram and the internet. And if you've tuned in last time, Chef Ana and Chef Paolo gave some really good tips on making your food really very Instagrammable or very maganda talagang register. So I think if you have the means, why not invest on equipment and some lessons so that, yun nga, di ba, as with anything na food related, the eye. So what's really beautiful will make your followers or even those people na nakita yung picture nyo to be interested. So just think of that. No? And springboard your...
Ayan, Chef pa, Chef B, medyo break ka sa akin. Chef Ana, ikaw naman, what are your tips naman for food photography? I know the last time you were sharing with us. Ikaw naman po, basic tips Chef sa food photography?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so yung sinasabi ni Chef B would be your eyes eats first. So make sure na laging presentable yung ating food. So of course, no, sa mga nanood last time, alam na nila lahat yung would be your natural lighting. It's the best light source na you can have. So it's either within your window or hanap kayo ng space sa bahay nyo na maganda yung area or maganda yung ilaw. No? So, remember, pwede tayong mag-timing. So, timing is important also. So, pwede tayong in the morning or in the afternoon para medyo low light na or medyo hindi na ganun ka-harsh yung ating photos. And of course, play with contrast and colors as always para vibrant at saka maganda yung ating photos.
Magaling talaga. Chef na photographer pa, food photographer pa. Sulit na sulit kay Chef Ana, no? And then, last one kay Chef Pao, last tips on food photography. Ito rin, magaling na food photographer to. Chef Pao, what are just a few tips on food photography?
Yeah, for food photography, always focus on the focal point, yung bida sa pagkain. Kasi sometimes tayo, pag nakita mo may pagkain, shoot mo na lang, bahala na. Okay, tingnan nyo muna kung saan yung mukha ng pagkain. Ito yung best angle. Always focus on the best angle. Remember, your eyes eat first before you actually taste the food. So, kailan pinakamagandang angulo. Para ka nagsa-selfie, di ba? Kung anong best.
Kung paano nagsa-selfie yung pagkain mo, di ba? Tama-tama dyan. Okay, moving on. Finally, let's talk about our topic here for today. I'm sure marami yan gusto malaman kung kumikita sila sa pagkain nila. So kung may mga tanong kayo para sa ating mga chef, please feel free to put your questions sa ating comment box right below. But in the meantime, let's talk about food costing. Simulan po natin kay Chef Pao. Chef Pao, anong importanteng malaman pagdating sa food costing? Hindi lang pong ikaw, may restaurant ka, meron kang karinderya, or kahit pagkain lang sa bahay, what should you remember? Nako, medyo naipit, medyo nag-steal si Chef Pao dyan.
Right.
The signal might not be ideal right now. Oh. Chef Pao, okay ka lang, Chef Pao?
Yeah. Yes, you can hear me?
Yes, Chef Pao.
Okay na?
Yeah, better now. Oo.
Yeah? Hello?
Oh. Yeah, we can talk food costing now, Chef Pao. Oo.
Yeah. All right. Oh, yeah. Again, so this one, food. So in a restaurant, usually, nasa so remember, kunwari, gumawa ka ng food, so yung pagkain mo, nasa 25 pesos mo nagawa, ibig sabihin yung food cost pa lang, yung kung paano mo niluto, diba? Usually, dinidivide mo siya at 0.33. So 25 divided by 0.33 equals mga 5. Ito yung nasa website natin. So ang SRP mo, suggested retail price or yung selling price mo, SRP,
Yes.
para alam, medyo ko yung iba namin mga kaibigan, ang ginagawa nila is times 2 or times 3. Yan, kaya.
So right now, just to clarify, sorry, kasi Chef, I'm not sure people can hear him properly. Basta, if it's 25, if the cost of the food is 25%, then you multiply that by 3 times. So, about 75 pesos yan dapat, Chef Pao?
Add ng time, doble, to cover for my expenses,
Okay.
pinapatungan ko siya. So, times 2 or times 3. Depende rin sa kung saan kang area. Yung pagkain na nagawa ko before, ang cost niya is mga 46 pesos. So, ang ginawa ko, sa area ko naman, medyo okay yung, kumbaga, aking market. So, ginawa ko, times 3 ko siya. So, pineg ko siya at 50 pesos times 3. So, ang selling price ko is 150.
150. But yan yung kasangkapan mo lang, Chef Pao, na wala pa
Basic
dyan yung labor, wala pa dyan. Nako. Chef Pao, can you jump in lang, Chef Brando?
Okay.
Gas ko, tubig, labor.
Napuputol po si Chef Pao. Napuputol rin po sa inyo si Chef Pao? Chef Ana, Chef Brando?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sige. If you don't mind, Chef Brando, can you pick up a bit more on this one, on what you were trying to say?
All right. Well, going back to what Chef Paulo said, if your food cost, meaning all your ingredients, add up to like 25 pesos, as in, wala pang labor, wala pang overhead expense, walang rent, just 75 pesos, just food cost ingredients. The easiest way would always be just multiply it by 3, diba? Like times 3. So the 25 becomes 75 pesos. But that's really very exact in terms of, the finer points. But for ease, medyo ballpark figure, no? So multiply by 3. And then from there, if you get 75 pesos, I suggest you add like a certain percentage, probably 10% for labor or for miscellaneous. Or for utilities. So that 75 pesos just is for your food, and then add a certain percentage for labor, for overhead expense, for utilities, and miscellaneous for fluctuation of ingredients.
I got that.
So that 75 pesos is just like your ballpark, Ballpark. And then Siyempre, you will have to take into consideration also eventually some marketing expense. So you will have to add that. So probably that 75 becomes roughly around 100 pesos as a selling price. As in total food costs, 100 pesos. Yes, you're protected. No, it pays for your ingredients, it pays for your labor, it pays for the utilities, it pays for marketing and other fluctuations in terms of ingredients. So around that figure, yun ang pinakamadali. Yun ang
Okay, yan yung
pinakamadali.
more or less pag ganyan, no? Can we go to the next slide, please? Ayan. Baka,
Okay.
Chef Ana or Chef B, which one would like to take this up?
Ako na rin.
Sige, Chef B,
Okay,
sige.
so for the food costing tools, it will always be helpful that if you have a standardized recipe. So any operations, whether you're home-based, you will have to have a standardized recipe that will become the basis for your costing. Okay? So a standardized recipe also helps you eventually if you become a big operations. If you have a standardized recipe, you can teach it to your staff, and then you're somehow every time there's a production based on the recipe, it will be consistent. Okay? So regardless of who's going to do it, if you have a standardized recipe, somehow there's consistency. But since you're the owner, you will have to have the final say, meaning when it comes to tasting it. Okay? Because iba-iba na yung style na pagluluto. So finally, eventually, you will have to taste it so that it passes the consistency na panlasa mo. But the standardized recipe would always be very helpful. Now, standardized recipe will, if you're going to look at the standardized recipe, there's going to have the list of the ingredients, okay? There's ingredients, the procedure, which is very important, the procedure, and even the equipment that you're going to use. So it's also very helpful that you have an up-to-date ingredients cost, meaning if you have a list of suppliers that caters to you, meat supplier, dry goods, vegetables, all of this, an up-to-date ingredients cost will be very helpful when you make your standardized recipe because you will always be basing it from the ingredients. So unless it's market value, you go to the that's going to be a little more expensive. So it's really highly advisable if you can manage it, get directly from a supplier or a distributor because that will help you manage your costs. And then finally, a recipe cost sheet will help standardize recipe. Maraming template yan available. Can help you come up with one. I think we have those. But again, take note that every operation will have a certain standardized recipe. They will have a certain recipe cost sheet that's exclusively sa kanila. So you will have to have these food costing tools. But nowadays, if you can afford it, buy a software. Okay?
May software pala yan. May software na pala.
Meron na software, no? Food costing software. Marami na available dyan. It's just that it's really expensive. It's really expensive. The maintenance and all of this. But eventually, when you really become a very big business, this will help you big time, no? A food costing software. But it's always good to do it manually first. Get the feel of punching in those numbers sa calculator. At least you get a feel of how to cost it manually, and then eventually you get the hang of it, and then you do the software. So,
but more or less, chef, when you put this together, this cost, you have to update them regularly. Hindi pwede isang beses lang, di ba? You have to keep on updating it based on market price.
Yes. That's why somehow when you do your costing, I personally add a 10% add-on so that eventually I don't have to think of the fluctuations in market price. The 10% add-on will somehow become a buffer, no? Meron kang buffer. So you don't have to do it, you go back to your costing again and then adjust it again. But if you have a 10% add-on as a buffer for your fluctuations, it will help you. So from time to time, you check the market, kung anong existing market price. You ask your suppliers kung magtataas ba sila ng price. Some big operations, they have like a contract that is secured, meaning for the next 6 months, I have a contract that secures me at this cost. So that helps you also in terms of somehow become a little more standardized in your costing.
Got it. Any updates to that, Chef Pao? Welcome back, Chef Pao. Any more to
Oo
add
nga
on to Chef Brando? Oo.
Yeah, number one, kasi before may hawak akong burger and noodle stand. So ang style namin lagi, meron kami standard supplier. Paring cost na more or less same yan for the next 6 months. Kasi supplier mo na yan eh. Suki mo na yan. Next is standard recipe sheet. So kailangan lagi ka lang may standard recipe sheet na updated. Lagi mo ina-update kung gumalaw ng presyo. And less ingredients, the better. Why? Mas mura eh. So, mas maganda profit margin mo. Kasi papatungan mo siya. So, kung ang food cost mo is 30 pesos, pag binenta mo ng 150, ang laki ng margin mo doon. That's the point. Di ba? Yeah.
Okay. So, just to be clear lang, no? I feel in mind, 30 pesos is food cost. That's just literally the ingredients cost. There was no labor of the chef, no overhead. Just 30 pesos yan. Tama
Yeah.
Yes.
Oo.
Mhm.
Tama.
Okay.
Kaya that's why, pag nagbenta ka ng 150 SRP, covered na lahat ng expenses mo dyan. Okay?
So yung times
that-
3 yan is you're covering the other expenses as well sa times 3 mo. Okay.
Yeah.
I understand now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Ang daming fans yata dito ni Chef Ana Santele. Puro bati sa kanya ngayon dito ngayon, Chef Ana. Dahil hinatag mo natin buong barangay mo dito, Chef Ana. Thank you so much.
Oo nga eh.
Kung bumabati po dito.
Hindi tayo makita. Ba't wala dito sa
Thank you, everyone. So I hope you're
Si
learning.
Chef Bilog. Hello, Chef.
Next slide, please. Next slide. Ayan, Chef Pao, ikaw raw to. Ikaw raw ito.
Yan.
Yeah, one of the,
Recipe cost.
ito yung mga best example natin ng recipe sheet. So pag gumagawa kami, naka-organize siya. So from recipe name, total yield, andyan din. Yield meaning ilan yung magagawa ng recipe na to. And then your ingredients or ingredient declaration mo sa gilid. Ako ang style ko lagi, less is more. Okay, less ingredients, more profit. Yun ang technique. Okay? Ngayon, kung magluluto ka sa bahay, more ingredients, okay lang. Pero kung inegosyo, less ingredients, more profit. Yun ang rule of thumb ko dyan. So, ginagawa ko, ina-extend yung sauces. Kunwari, sa ingredients list dyan, meron akong 5. May protein ka, tapos puro gulay. And then, ina-extend ko lang sa sabaw. Kasi sabaw is almost zero cost. Tubig lang yan. Palaputan mo ng konting cornstarch, di ba? Or sauce, di ba? Yan yun, sauce mo. Tubig lang yan. Palapit ka konting slurry, and that's it. So, magandang tool to. Tapos, usually kasi Excel to. Sa Excel kasi, it's auto-compute eh. So, kung ano nilagay mong unit dun sa column, magko-compute na siya automatically sa baba. So, kung anong gusto mong target na SRP, pwede mong laruin kung how much ingredients to use or how much tawag dito, markup ang gusto mong gawin, times 2 or times 3. You can pre-select already. So, nakikita mo kagad kung ano yung kita mo. Di ba?
Yeah, thanks so much. Thanks so much to all those na bumabati sa atin ngayon. Greeting us right now. I really like the last comment. Sabi that it's nice to see and attend webinars that will really help me in teaching, especially in this new normal. So, thank you so much, Miss Les Lee, and thank you to Edward Tapon. Hello, chefs, and RJ. Maraming salamat sa bati po ninyo. At kay Chef Ana Santella Bilog, na late ako. Ang galing talaga ng pamangkin ko. Talaga, I like this. Sana nanonood ko rin ngayon. Okay. Next slide, please. Next slide.
Bilog. Alright.
Okay. Dito, can you explain Chef how this works? Okay.
Yeah. Siguro quickly lang. No? Explain ko kanina. Selling price is your cost plus labor cost plus overhead plus profit. So, ang dami pala nun. So, kung ihimay-himay mo siya, pwede. Now, ano yung shortest way or
Ayan. Naku, nabiti si Chef Pao. Chef Brandon, pakituloy lang po habang ano.
Okay. So, going back to this slide, this is what I was telling you earlier. So, the selling price, if you're going to break it down, should cover food cost, meaning your ingredients, yung soup, yung oil, garlic, onions, all of this, meat, protein. And then, you will have to add a certain percentage na labor cost. Kung susweldohan mo yung sarili mo, magkano mo ba susweldohan yung sarili mo? Or if you have staff, magkano ba? Are you going to pay them minimum wage daily or per hour? And then the overhead costs will cover rent, will also cover your utilities, electricity, LPG, and all of this. and then profit, okay, equals profit. So your selling price should include all costs plus the profit you would like to earn. So meaning, again, going back to our example, if you add everything, then you see that it's 100 pesos, but your product is better, or then you can probably add more, probably another 15 pesos, 15, 20 pesos for your profit. For like, you can sell it at 120 pesos. So just to give you an example, yung mga nasa 25 pesos na food cost to like a French fries, no konting sauce, may konting toppings, probably like a semi-loaded French fries. If you cost that, probably that will around 5 pesos. But if you know that your product is good, probably can sell that for 120 pesos, covering your profit, covering everything. It's still reasonable, right? If you present it really nice and you know that it's good, maganda yung food photography, very enticing, I think people will buy it at 120 pesos.
Chef
So,
Ana, I want to ask.
Something to that effect.
I want to ask a question. Do you have to consider, like, if you were just starting off in the market, and maybe anything can answer, but maybe Chef Ana would be knowledgeable. Kahit nasa bahay lang ako ngayon dito, should I already put all these costs into my product? Kasi gusto mo na, di ba, pag nagsisimula ka lang, gusto mo makipagbenta lang kaagad. Baka hindi mo, I'm sure, pag baguhan chef ka sa bahay lang, hindi mo pinapasok yung mga labor cost mo, pati overhead kasi ginagamit mo yung kusina mo, ikaw lang nagtatrabaho dyan. How do you should you put them in at the very start kung bebenta ka, or baba mo muna yung presyo mo? What do you think, Chef Ana?
I think you should include na kasi that would be part of your capital or your, kumbaga, pinuhunan mo. So, dapat isama mo na siya kasi later on, for sure, makakalimutan mo din siya eh. So, at the very beginning, isama mo na siya para kung sakali bang sa unang benta mo, wala ka pang kinita, at least sa mga susunod, makikita mo na, may bumibenta na pala ako. At the same time, nababawasan na yung expenses mo because nasama mo na siya at the very beginning pa lang.
At baka masanay mataas sa mababang presyo mo, no? Pag sinama ni labor, para paggamit na sila.
Eventually, magpa-price increase ka. So, you don't want that part.
Okay. This is a good question. I want to ask is how while we're doing this one, kay Edward Taponan. So, chefs, no? The question is, how do you add for labor cost? How do you compute for that, basically? Oh, yes,
okay,
Chef.
So, before I ask this from a friend, so I'm still basing it from his suggestion, roughly around 17%. 17%.
17% of what? Of what?
Of your food cost. So imagine if we go back to that 75 pesos, right? 25 multiplied by 3, that's 75 pesos. Get at least 17% of 75 pesos. And then that's somehow for labor. That's for labor, okay? Meaning that will cover the salary, and eventually somehow that will also cover for the 13th month pay.
Okay. Kahit binabayaran mo, so kahit dapat ikaw bayaran mo ng sarili mo. Kahit 13th month bayaran mo sarili mo rin, di ba?
Yes.
Dapat.
Yes. A lot of my chef friends who own the restaurant, kahit nasabihin mong owner sila, binabayaran, may sweldo sila. Okay, so may sweldo sila sa restaurant nila. To think they're the owners. So, and then syempre the labor cost will be spread out amongst all the staff, di ba? 17%. So, and then it fluctuates, it varies. Just make sure that it's fair. It's fair to the staff who's going to work for you, because I always believe that the first resource is human resource. So, your labor resource. So, if you treat them fair, you pay them well, that will somehow spell how much you're going to add on to your food cost. Do I go 17% add on, or can I lessen it a bit? Kasi konti pa lang naman kami. Ako pa yung nagluluto, ako yung nagdi-deliver, ako yung nagpapack. So, it varies. But let's give it like, probably a small cafe or a coffee shop. 17% will be reasonable for a staff of like 6-7 people. Wow.
Chef Pa, what do you think? How much should how do you compete for labor costs? Yan yung isang formula ni Chef B. Do you have another formula as well? How you know how much percentage labor cost should be?
Yeah, before, yung may tao kasi kami nun sa tindahan. So, ginawa namin manual. So, meron siya 8 hours. Magkano yung sweldo niya? Divided by 8. So, per hour, makikita mo kaagad yung in peso value niya. Divided by how many minutes ginagawa yung isang pagkain. Parang ganun. So, from there, medyo mabusisi, pero actually, sa totoo lang, pag in-Excel mo siya, ang dali lang. Makikita mo kaagad, kunwari, 5 pesos. 5 pesos lang pala niya ginagawa tong pancit canton. Yun yung most basic example. Ganun kami mag-compute.
Okay,
Tinitingnan namin. Tapos, i-generalize mo siya or round off mo. So, kung 5 pesos times ganito, okay, ito yung labor cost niya. So, naiintindihan mo ngayon. Nag-reverse costing kami before in my, nagtitinda kami noon. Yeah.
Okay. I like this one kay Cornelia Geronimo. Almost the same question, but this is very nice because everybody's really asking questions about the costing. I hope you don't mind we stay here a bit. Chef Ana, ito naman, we work with different people. You know, what's the percentage for each? So you just know, parang, okay, food cost should be, I guess, 33%, right? How much should labor cost be? How much should overhead cost be? Si Chef Brando said kanina labor cost is about 70%. Si ano naman, magandang computation ni Chef Pao, it's really breaking down the percentage of everything else and then saying, anong percent ng time na yan of what the labor cost is? How do you compute? For you naman, how do you do overhead labor? Overhead labor na lang kasi 33% yung food eh. How do you compute overhead and labor for you? Chef Ana, naka-mute po kayo, Chef Ana.
Yeah, hello? Yes.
Oh, there.
Can you hear me? Yeah. So, for the labor naman, okay tayo mag-stick with the percentage of Chef Brando, which is 17, pero you can go as high as 20%, no? Kasi, of course, kung wala kang tao, sino magagawa nung binibenta natin or at least man lang ikaw, no? Kailangan mo ng something in return kasi ikaw yung nagpagod and everything. So, at least 17 to 20% yan ang good range of labor cost. And then, for your overhead or your utilities, at least 10% lang of your selling price. So you have 33% for your food cost, at least 17 to 20% for your labor cost, and 10% for your overhead or your utilities. That should be okay for your recommended or your selling price.
Okay. Thank you so much. Very informative. If you've got more, ang ganda pa naman tanong pa ninyo, please feel free to keep on asking questions over here for our chefs, especially when it comes to food costing. Again, our friends from Unilever Food Solutions together with Mercato Academy and Bounce Back, talking about how to make sure na kumikita kayo sa pagkain ninyo when you are an online food seller or kahit may restaurant kayo or may karinderya or small food stall. Ito po, very good tips, very good tips. Next slide, please. Ito, Chef Pao, sige. Sa paborito ng bayan habang nag-lockdown, yung ube, salted egg, pandesal. Ito, pakituro sa amin to.
Alright, i-share ko lang yung sa costing. Ang ginawa ko rito, kasi here sa community namin, yung isa kong neighbor, nagbebenta niyan eh. So, siguro share ko na rin sa inyo, we did, kasi nag-consult niya sa akin, we did reverse costing sa community. Ano yun? Ano ibig sabihin nun? So, ginage namin yung market hanggang magkano ba kaya nila magbayad sa isang specific dish, for example.
Okay.
So, for example, nag-gauge ka ng market mo, kaya nila magbayad ng 150 sa isang specific dish. So, sa ganong market. So, i-reverse mo ngayon. Sa 150 pesos, magkano ko kaya i-cover yung food cost ng isang pagkain? For example, itong ube pandesal. So, siguro kaya niya at 50 pesos. Yan, absolute value, 50 pesos. So, meaning, from there, may kita mo agad yung pwede mong gross profit. So, 150 minus 50, that's 100 pesos. Yun yung gross mo. And from there, i-break down mo ngayon. Yung 100 pesos na yun, ano yung labor mo doon, ano yung kuryente, and the works. Oo.
Okay.
Reverse mo. So, ano pa isang example? Kunwari, yung market mo naman, yung community mo, ang kaya nila, syempre, yung cash outlay nila, yung kaya nilang ilabas is nasa 80 pesos lang, i-reverse mo ulit. So, sa 80 pesos, i-downgrade mo yung recipe mo. Ang kaya mo lang gawin na recipe around 40 pesos. So, meaning, yung 40 pesos, yung 50% yun yung gross profit mo. So, di ba, nanaintindihan nyo? Ay, i-reverse mo lang. So, ganun ginawa namin. So, from there, kita na kagad, okay, may 100 pesos akong kita. Kasi isang dish na ganito. Di ba? Right. Pwede mo i-reverse. So, wala mo lang pag-aralan yung community.
Oh. Naku, nawala si Chef Pa. But ito na, so kunyari 150 yung dish ni Chef Pa, 150, you get 30% of that one, di ba? So that's about 50 pesos. Though that's a food cost, right? So the 100 pesos mo, dyan mo pinapaglaruan yung labor cost mo pati utilities, di ba? Am I right? And then yung may iwan dyan, yan yung profit mo. Tama ba dyan, Chef Brando, Chef Ana?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Some people do that. Medyo reverse. But, well, me personally, if you want accuracy, you will have to really pencil push. Yun lang.
Pencil push talaga, oh.
Yeah, you will have to be very detailed. If you want accuracy, you will have to do pencil pushing. That's me personally as a chef, and when I do consultancy or when I help out our operators, because we had experiences right now with Chef Anna when we did some food costing before. We helped out an operator way down in Davao. Then we did the costing. Sabi namin, namimigay kayo ng pagkain. Parang gano'n.
Okay, ba yan,
Para-
Chef Ana, yung nangyari yan? Grabe yan, ah.
Diba? You remember that, Anna? Punta tayo Davao. Parang we did the costing. Para sabi namin, namimigay kayo ng food. So that's why we taught them food costing. And then parang mga light bulb moment. O nga, no? Parang gano'n.
Oh.
So, me as a person, as a chef, I'm stickler for food costing eh.
Oo,
Kasi
dapat naman.
this will spell somehow the success of the business and syempre the profit. Again, going back to that, at the end of the day, you want profit, right? That's why nag-business ka nga eh. Kaya ka nga nagnegosyo, di ba? Plus, nag-effort ka eh. So, yun lang ang akin.
But I like it. I like both ways. Eh. Reverse engineering is a very entrepreneurial way of food costing. And ikaw naman, Chef B, is like building up the costs to get the correct price naman. So nothing. I like both kasi maganda yung methodology ng dalawa. Eh. Chef, ano ikaw? What would you like to add in terms of this? In terms of computing for your food?
Yeah, so basing from Chef Paulo's reverse engineering or yung reverse price costing, and then to Chef B's naman. So ako I really suggest na you have to try and trial and error lang kasi yung food cost natin, for example, our example dito would be ube salted pag egg pandesal, no? So as you can see, medyo mahal siya. 548.41 per order of 12 pieces, no? So that entails na food cost, labor cost, overhead cost, plus your profit. So what you can do, also this one kasi, our food cost here is basing from the grocery price. So please remember na pag grocery price, there's at least 20 to 30% markup pa. So I really suggest na you get a supplier, as in direct kayo sa supplier para yung food cost nyo mababaan nyo pa. At the same time, mas marami yung profit, di ba? So, gusto naman natin yung mas mababa yung food cost para mas mataas yung profit. When it comes naman sa labor cost, this one is basing from the minimum wage. So, kung kayo naman, kunyari, kung kayo lang naman yan, kung for sure, hindi naman yan yung minimum, hindi naman yan yung, kumbaga, sinusweldo nyo sa arawan. So, depende sa inyo kung tataasan nyo pa siya or bababaan nyo pa siya. But this computation is based from the minimum wage. Para meron lang kayong idea kung ano ba talaga yung kumbaga magkano ba yung labor cost na kailangan mong ilagay. Also, for the next one, overhead cost. So, this one is your utilities, your water, your electricity, everything nakasama. Even the delivery fee. No? So, for example, you get the supplier and then galing pa siya ng Malabon, taga Makati ako. So you really need to add the delivery fee kasi it entails cost. So lahat ng cost na kailangan nyo talaga siyang ilista. Kaya with me, I also have a pen and paper. So this is very important kasi you really need to write, no? Also with Chef Pao, very, very, siguro yung tool na Excel talaga, yun talaga yung very helpful kasi instead of using a pen and paper, at least meron na kayong computation agad, no? Add lang. So, really a formula will help you. And of course, your profit, yun na yung makukuha natin out of all the costs.
Yeah. Sanay ako kay Chef Pao rin na Excel ako dire-diretso na para mas mabilis yung galaw. Guys, what a very insightful discussion. I like this one because it's one of the times na talagang maraming tatanong because they're really into food. They want to go to the food business. Pero ito, yung nakakalimutan nila, yung very basic is actually food costing. Like sinabi mo kanina, Chef B at Chef Ana, kahit yung mga ibang restaurant, established na sila. Parang namimigay ng pagkain dahil masyadong mababa yung suggested costing pagkain nila. Oo. So very good. Let's go to the next slide, please. Oh yeah, so importante rin to. May konting commercial break lang tayo dito, but then just to stress to some people over here that of course being UFS, it's not just that you're saving saving in terms of the raw materials, but also saving in terms of time. So, baka pwede mo explain lang to. Sino to? Chef Pao? Chef Ana?
Yeah, quickly lang. So for this one, we'd like to highlight yung sa labor kasi, the more steps, the higher the cost. Always remember that. So basic example, gumagawa ka ng beef stock, chicken stock. Ilang oras kailangan? Minimum 4 hours. 4 hours, 6 hours. Ang daming oras na nasasayang dahil sa pagkulo mo, etc., etc. Oras ng kuryente, etc. So, using of course big packs, big savings, kasi in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, meron ka ng stock. For example, like yung broths natin na dito. You have your sauces. Kung kunwari, before, nung gumagawa ka from scratch, ang sauces mo ginagawa mo ng 2 hours. Kasi mapapakulo ka eh. Kailangan magtimpla ka. Now, this one, using this one as base products, di ba? Base ingredients, kailangan mo lang is 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and you can add more ingredients. So remember, shorter the time, the more profit you make. That's it. So ito yung na-highlight ng mga products natin.
And again, we're talking about, it's also because it's lower labor cost, di ba? Again, labor cost turn into the final product here. If you have more steps in the process, that's longer labor cost as well. So you get to at least bring down the cost there as well. And then, di ba sinasabi rin Chef Pao, Chef B, Chef Ana ni Chef Kenneth Cacho, our chef over there, is that that you need to look at them not as pandagdag but rather as ingredients, yung UFS products. Tama ba ako? Can you explain that a bit more?
Yeah. Siguro si Chef B?
Chef B,
Chef Ana?
You need to look at as ingredients, di ba? Parang ganyan yung UFS.
Yes. I was looking at the recipe of my mom when she took up some cooking lessons way back. And then naka-specify talaga doon, Knorr chicken cube. Doon sa ingredients list. So it's an ingredient. So, yes, it is, meron tayong notion that it is a convenience product. But, it's part of an ingredient. It's an ingredient that is similar to salt and pepper, to oil, to proteins, to vegetables. So it's there. Kumbaga, it's part of the recipe. So, primarily, that's its role, no? Its role is to be part of the food, to make it more delicious. Make it more part of the dish, make it more delicious, make it consistent in terms of taste and flavor. So,
ito kay Vincent Donald Rodriguez, good question. Baka Chef Ana, you can handle this one. Food cost can be lower nga if there is volume selling. Can you explain how this is possible lang if it's the correct way to think of things?
Yes. It is possible, lalo na pag maramihan na. No? So, for example, pwede tayo mag-base kay mga yempo, diba? Or yung mga roasted lechon, yung mga lechon house natin dito, no? So, yung food cost natin, pwede natin babaan as long as the volume. So, kumbaga parang parang siyang demand and supply. So, more demand, marami tayong supply. So, pwede nating babaan kasi marami tayong demand. So yun yung essence naman ng volume selling. So that's another topic, pero yes, it is possible na pwede nating babaan yung price natin when it comes to volume selling.
Without lessening the quality of the food. You just lessening because you're also buying in volume, therefore you can get a lower price for the food costs, di ba?
Yes.
Okay, got that. Next slide please. Yes. Film. There we go. Okay, tell us again a bit more about. We're telling people how they can lower food costs, but in particular, where are these type of products best used so that they also know where it's best applied for food costs? Sige, please go ahead and explain.
Okay, I'll take this one ha.
Okay, sige.
Yeah. So sige. So as I've said a while ago, no. So again, get products or ingredients from a supplier. So for this one, the Knorr Professional Pack Cubes, no? So it's aside from, instead of buying from cubes na yung, lalo na, kailangan nyo muna kasi ma-determine yung volume na kailangan nyo, no? So again, big packs, big savings. So if na-determine nyo na siya, first step, next step would be, gaano kadami yung kailangan ko? And then third step, you buy a professional pack or yung malakihan na para meron kayong savings. So as the slide said now, so meron kayong 9% savings versus the smaller packs kasi of course volume tayo dito lalo na pag nagbebenta tayo. And then this one naman, the cubes can can be used to bulalo or for your soupy dishes like your nilaga, lalo na ngayon umulan. So masarap magnilaga,
Yan. Oo. Grabe.
maglugaw, magbami, so sinigang as well. So pwede nyo siyang gamitin to do soupies. Aside from soups, you can also use that for your saucy dishes. So saucy dishes would be your mechado, menudo, caldereta. So lahat na may masarsa, pwede rin tong ating cubes.
Just to talk about this one, no? What are di ba we're talking about decreasing labor costs because you lessen the number of processes. When you use these cubes, for example, what process are you actually removing para bumilis yung labor ninyo? Let's say, if I was to not use the cube, what process do I keep in na hahaba pa yung proseso ng pagluluto?
Yeah. So, yung pag gumawa kasi kayo ng stock or soup from scratch, matagal yun eh. It's more than 6 hours of cooking process alone. So, sa 6 hours na yun, of course, kailangan may tao ka, di ba? Kasi mamaya masunugan kapag iniwan mo lang. So, it entails 6 hours of cooking process to 6 hours of labor cost. Kumbaga, yung oras ng tao na kailangan siya nandun. So, with this one, it cuts cost kasi yung base natin, kumbaga, we're using this as a base. So, meron na tayong, ito, kaya nyo itong i-dilute or makakagawa tayo ng stock dito from, out of 5 minutes lang eh. So, from 6 hours to 5 minutes, di ba, grabe yung cost ng cut cost natin doon. So, this will really help you and your operations na mag-cut ng cost at the same time, time efficient din siya eh.
Okay, I got it now. Mas naintindihan natin lahat ngayon. In fact, sabi ni Miss Jackie Cruz, Sir RJ at mga chefs, sana pwede po maging nasa YouTube yung discussions natin dahil sigurado ang daming views at magsa-subscribe ngayon. Ma'am Jacqueline, alam niyo po sa Practical Learning Academy, yung pinapanood natin ngayon sa Practical Learning, meron silang YouTube channel, lahat ng videos po namin from the past ng kasama yung UFS, nandiyan po sa YouTube, pwede niyo panoorin po dyan. Salamat po. Next slide, please. Ito naman, yeah, interesting. Sino naman dito? Si Chef B or si Chef Ana?
Chef Ana.
Ayan, okay.
Okay.
Paolo.
Actually, Chef Pao to, pero sige.
Yeah.
Yan na, pwede na. Chef Pao?
Okay, sa akin to. Okay. No, golden salted egg, yung from scratch kasi neto, okay, balikan natin from scratch. Pag from scratch kasi, ang daming steps. 8 steps siya kung di ako nagkakamali. Kailangan mag-boil ng egg, kailangan mo tanggal, separate mo muna yung yolk sa white, okay, titimplahan mo pa yan. Ang daming steps, okay, to be honest. Now, with this one, all you need to do is, melt your butter, then add your curry leaves, chili flakes, and then the powder, Knorr golden salted egg powder, add mo siya. Literally, less than 5 minutes, gawa na siya. You can toss in the cooked chicken. So, tulad din sinasabi namin kanina, lesser labor time, okay, di mas matipid, mas cost saving ka. Kasi this one, kung noon maraming steps ginagawa, with this one, 2 steps lang, hindi mas matipid, efficient ka. Efficiency equals more profit. That's it. Yeah.
Great. And then where can we just, sa mga hindi pa nakakaalam kung saan pwedeng gamitin to or anong klaseng lutong gagawin dito, can you just explain, Chef Ana, Chef B, how do you use salted egg? Kasi many people na Chinese food, sanay sila sa salted egg. But baka sa mga iba hindi pa sanay, saan pwede gamitin yung salted egg na to? Oo.
Alright, so for recipe inspirations, visit our website, ufs.com. We have a lot of recipes using golden salted egg, from using it as an ingredient for salted egg chips, salted egg french fries. We even made salted egg chicken wings, salted egg pasta, parang carbonara, ang inspiration. And yung pinaka-favorite ko yung salted egg fried rice. So,
ayan, mas yan. Okay.
So yung pinaka-basic. So even like your sinangag will be leveled up, just add Knorr golden salted egg to it. Just check out our website, ufs.com, and click on the recipes for golden salted egg. Marami doon. I guarantee you will be inspired, and then later on you'll purchase this from online or in the supermarket.
Yeah. So, Ms. Jackie Cruz, you can buy, pwede mong kasabi niya, sana pwede mong bilhin ng ganyan cubes. Wala po kasi sa grocery. Pwede nyo bilhin online, di ba, sa Lazada o sa Shopee. Tama ako, di ba, Chef?
Yes, available, Lazada and Shopee. Andyan lahat. Yan. Lalo na ngayon, dahil lahat delivery mode tayo. Andyan na sila.
Ito pa isang magandang tanong, Chefs RJ. Chefs, is there a shortcut computation for total ingredients used or do you really have to compute each ingredient one by one? I think that's best answered by using Excel, no? I mean, para sa akin, para mabilis yung pag-compute mo. May
input. You just have,
kung
you have,
mabusisi
once you
ka
have the
talaga,
Excel program,
kung
Sige,
mabusisi ka, gusto mo talagang himayin, you can do Excel. But if you think you're doing volume, for example, sa isang araw gumagawa ka ng 10 kilos, ito yung volume selling kanina na tinatanong, no? You can do yung parang crowdsourcing or reverse costing na. Sa tingin mo, anong sa community mo, sa market mo, magkano nila bibilin yung ganitong dish? For example, this rice topping. Yan, sa canteen, pwede mo ibenta ng 50 pesos. Pero pag nilagay mo yan sa sa mall, bibenta mo yan ng 120. Diba? Why? Kasi taas na yung yung renta mo, etc. So, i-reverse mo, makikita mo kaagad doon yung comparison. Right? Pwedeng ganon. Yan.
And then, so tama ba to? When I think about my costing, no? So kunyari, ako po ay nagre-rent sa isang mall or sa isang lugar na wala sa bahay ko. Yan yung ipapato mo sa overhead costs mo. 'Di ba? Tama ako diyan, 'di ba? Yan yung sa mga hindi pa nakakaalam, 'di ba? So may food cost ka plus yung labor cost na po yung mga chef, yung mga waiter, yung mga tindera. And then yung pangatlong overhead is electrical, water, rent, 'di ba? Tama ako diyan?
LPG.
Oh, ayan.
Yes.
Okay.
Overhead.
Got that. Okay, great learning here today, Edward. Thank you so much for the great question. Next slide, please. Oh, potato flakes. Okay, potato flakes. Sige.
Right. So, sa akin din.
Okay, sige, chef.
Mahilig ka ba sa mashed potato, RJ?
Yes.
So you know have you tried making mashed potatoes from scratch? Have you attempted?
Matagal yan, chef. Matagal.
Di ba? Matagal. But with our product here, Knorr Potato Flakes, within 5 minutes, you will have restaurant quality mashed potatoes. So this box can make around 15 kilos worth of mashed potatoes. So imagine for a banquet, for catering, you can make mashed potato with less labor, less time, and it's consistent. So look at the price. It's 612 pesos, and you can use this for as sides. We can also use it for croquettes, no? If you want to make potato croquettes, we've done this. You can use it as a topping for your shepherd's pie, for your cottage pie. A lot of we also added this to some of our breads, no? When we make potato breads or potato buns. So it's a very versatile ingredient. It's a very versatile product. Apart from having really good mashed potatoes.
How does it lower food cost, chef? So it lowers food cost by 70%. I'm just thinking na kasi versus bibili yung patatas na lang sa market, mura naman yung patatas, di ba?
I think we did a side-by-side computation. Imagine the labor when you buy or when you even purchase potatoes. You're not really guaranteed if it is good quality. Sometimes when you peel it, di ba, or when you cut into it, bulok pala siya sa loob. So, well, that's money down the drain. You can't use it. And then imagine simmering it, boiling it, adding seasoning, mashing it. All those, when you add all those labor and cost, and then the time to make it, very tedious siya, no? Very tedious, very laborious. So, you have the figure for this, Chef Anna, when it comes to per serving size of cost. I don't know, 5 pesos lang yata to, right? Or mga 6 pesos per serving. Roughly around that figure.
Alam ko, mas mura. Yung sa computation natin dati, 100 pesos labor pa lang.
Talaga?
Pag ginawa mo yung scratch,
Matagal pala, no?
Kasi magbabalat ka. Ang computation mo is, kung meron kang 1 kilo, 2 kilo, so magbabalat ka, maghuhugas ka, magpapakulo ka. Yung kulo pa lang, yung gas mo, magkano na yun. So, yun. So, naipasok sa costing.
Yeah, okay. And then add on ingredients. If you're making basic mashed potato, lalagyan mo pa ng cream or ng milk or butter. So that's it adds up. So anybody here who likes mashed potatoes, you should try this product. Again, it's available in Lazada, in Shopee.
So this is a really great. I like this what they said here. I'm a big fan of Knorr cubes and gata in my cooking, but I'm surprised daming bagong products nila ngayon. Good. Ayan po. Okay na.
Wow, thank you. Very John.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oo.
Thank you, Mary John.
You can,
Ito, kay Winston Punayan Colarte, sabi na, in any food service setup, be it karinderya, hanggang umabot ng hotels, to go means, is there specific food cost percentage standards per setup? We talked about this earlier on. It's about 30% for food. Depending, then the rest is it's times 3 if you want to. But Winston, if you want, please watch the earlier slide. We had a really, really long discussion on this one on the food costing. Basta it's a combination of food costs plus labor costs plus overhead. Really informative discussion. Let's move on to the next slide, please.
All right.
Yeah.
So that's mine again. Demi-glace. Yeah, brown sauce. Well, classically, a demi-glace would be one of the sauces wherein very laborious. No? You make beef stock and then you simmer that. And then you combine it with the brown sauce, which is Espanol. So roughly, if you're going to make a demi-glace sauce, it will be very laborious and time-consuming. But we have a product here. This is a sauce base, okay? So anytime you want to have a demi-glace or a brown sauce that will go well with your steaks, with your carving, like probably, carved roast beef, turkey. Very versatile siya. Very Western, actually, ang application nito. We have this sauce base. And I know a lot of our operators use this, especially for banquets, for catering. I personally like and love this product because it has notes of red wine and the hints of beef. So a demi-glace brown sauce would be the way to go. Very versatile in the sense that you can use it as is, but if you add like a peppercorn to it, it becomes a peppercorn brown sauce. If you add, probably truffle oil or a truffle paste, it becomes like a truffle brown sauce. So in terms of application, marami siyang pwedeng paggamitan. You can also use
anong labor cost usually pag gagawin to na ikaw
labor
mismo
cost. I think I computed this for like a 60 ml, like 4 tablespoons of this demi-glace sauce, roughly mga 6 pesos, 6-7 pesos for 4 tablespoons. And compare that to doing a demi-glace sauce from scratch. That probably, with all the labor and all the computation, mas mataas siya sa 6 pesos.
Okay, wow.
So,
wow.
yeah.
Pag sa mga local, anong pwede sa mga local dishes? Paano to? Yung brown sauce?
I like adding it to bistec Tagalog. So medyo may sauce. It's not just like soy base and oil and garlic. If I want it a little more saucy, I add demi-glace. I also like adding it to salpicao. Sometimes I add it to beef tapa para lang hindi siya masyadong
Wow! Wow, thank you. Sana napapadala kayo ng pagkain pag chef pa next time.
Oo, di ba?
For na tayo, di mo pinapakain dito sa lahat ng mga pictures na pinapakain.
Yeah.
Chef, ano ba ikaw na sasabihin ko na lang? Bisa sa Chef Pao. O sige. next slide, please. Next slide.
Yeah.
Cream base.
Okay. Cream soup base. Again, we have this product if you're looking for something that's white. Though this is a soup base, meaning essentially this is used as a soup base. We use it as a white sauce alternative as well. So you can use it in the picture na yan, seafood cream soup yan. Yung nasa picture dyan. So para siyang, alam yung Filipino style na bouillabaisse, yung puti, imbis na red. Yeah, very common. So that's an application, cream soup. Sauce naman, you can use it as a pasta sauce, no? As a cream sauce for carbonara, for anything that you want na medyo creamy ang sauce niya. So this, in terms of cost, mura din siya. Roughly around 4 pesos, 4 or 5 pesos per serving. So,
ano mga local dishes pwedeng gawin dito, Chef Ana, Chef Pao? Anong pwedeng gawin dishes dito sa mga pandagdag saan, Chef Ana? Ito, yung white sauce to.
White sauce.
Mm-hmm. So additional to Chef Pao, aside from your soup or yung Pinoy style natin dyan na seafood soup, pwede rin siya as a sauce. So kami sa kitchen gumawa kami ng isang sizzling dish. So yun yung sizzling squid. So instead of using the usual gravy natin na medyo brown sauce, gusto namin yung new seafood naman mag-complement. So, ito using as a base kasi at least yung meron tayong base, lalagyan lang namin siya ng onting lime or lemon. Then, partner na siya with our sizzling squid. So, you can also use that as your sauces as well as your soups.
Got it. Very nice. Okay. Maraming tatanong dito. Can you send us, like ito, tanong dito, una, Teresita Senson Gamit, sir, pwede bang makingi kami ng mga affordable na recipes? At meron din dito, isang tanong din dito, can you give me some recipes for Ramil Montealto? Recipe using mashed potato, target is for kids. So ang daming tatanong. Gusto ko lang ma-remind sa lahat that you can actually go on the UFS site, di ba? UFS.com.
Yes.
We actually have
recipe doon.
may recipes
Ang daming
dyan.
recipe doon. You can check it out. Andun lahat. Pwede niyong kopyahin. Para sa inyo talaga yon.
Oo.
Yeah.
And then kay Jomel,
Standardized din yun.
may question si Jomel dito. May I suggest to UFC to make smaller packs so we can try it first before we buy the big packs just like in other countries. Meron bang mga smaller packs kayo, Chef Pao?
Yeah, for food solutions kasi it's designed for food service. Medyo wala lang kami talaga ng maliliit. No? For example, itong mashed potato, talagang 2 kilo size siya eh. The soup base is 1 kilo. Wala lang kami nung mas maliit. Okay. Yeah. Pero again, maganda naman ang, for example, you got this one, yung soup base. Ang dami niyan pwedeng paggamitan. And 1 year naman ang shelf life niyan. So from carbonara to your sauce sa rice topping. May bacon ka. Bacon, patong mo sa rice, gawin mo tong sauce. Lagyan mo lang margarine, konti sugar, evap milk. That's it. Ang sarap na sauce na nun. Okay? So, ang dami mong pwedeng paggamitan. Yeah.
Thank you so much. And then next slide, please.
Oh, look at that. Oh, ayan. Ako pala yan eh. Cream of mushroom. Ayan, quickly. Ang cream of mushroom, itong isa sa pinaka-bestseller namin, no? Parang ito yung pambansang sauce na ginagamit. Kasi literally from Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, yung mga customers na napuntahan na namin, ginagamit lang base tong cream of mushroom soup. So ginagawa nila, titimplahin nila yung cream of mushroom soup, then they add that Knorr liquid seasoning para mag-brown siya ng konti, and then sometimes margarine. Tapos minsan asukal. Yun yung sauce nila sa pasta, sauce nila minsan sa burger steak, sauce nila minsan sa mga chicken a la pobre, so sauce nila sa mga rice toppings. So ang daming pwede. Lengua. Okay, you can just adjust or add more ingredients para mag-iba-iba yung lasa. Kasi ang common question dyan, Chef, paano kung 10 kami, bumili kami niyan, pare-parehas yung sauce namin? Hindi naman. Dagdagan nyo nila. Kunwari, yung sa inyo, mas maraming garlic. Yung sa iyo, may rosemary herb. Yan ang mga uso ngayon eh. Yung sa iyo, may cream. Yung isa, may margarine. Di ba? So, iba-iba. Iba-iba ang dating. Yung sa iyo, mas maitim ng konti. Yung sa iyo, mas matamis. Di ba? So, pwede mong laruin. Again, base product to. Yan.
Wow. I like. Oh, next one please. Ang daming pagkain pa. Pasensya na lang. Next slide please. Yan. Chef Ana,
Yan.
pa ikaw to, diba?
Oo, sauce yan. Ladies choice. Oh.
Ay, Chef Ana, nakamute kayo, Chef.
Nana, nakamute ka.
Yan. So, Ladies Choice Real Mayonnaise. This one, ito favorite ko din to amongst our other SKUs or our products. Kasi number 1, nakagawa na ba kayo ng mayonnaise from scratch? Have you tried, RJ?
I've never heard anybody make mayonnaise from scratch yet. Wala pa ako.
Yeah, kasi if you watch videos from YouTube creating or making mayonnaise from scratch, so hindi naman sa sobrang tagal or sobrang hirap, pero depende yan sa skill din eh. So, kumbaga, this day, makukuha mo, the next day, baka hindi mo makuha.
So consistency.
Yes.
Consistency.
Yeah.
Yeah, so with this product, yes, Chef Pao, go ahead.
Yeah, tsaka yung sinishare ni Chef Ana, what if gagawa ka ng 5 kilo? Pang 5 kilo. Usually, ganun ngayon ang production, di ba? Kasi magbebenta ka, magtitinda ka. Di ba, Chef Ana? Di ba?
Yes, so ayun nga, pagpapamaramihan, syempre ayaw mo naman gumawa ng mayonnaise lagi. So with this product naman, meron tayong, number 1, consistent siya. Number 2, malaki siya. So again, bigger packs, bigger savings. And then number 3, madami siyang gamit. So as you can see sa photos, pwede siya sa breads or your burgers. Pwede siya sa wings, of course, pang dipping sauce natin or yung mga dips natin. Pwede rin siya sa salad. So, pwede rin kayong gumawa ng Caesar salad na dressing. So, I know meron tayong nabibili na Caesar dressing. Pero yung iba kasi gusto nila, yung feeling ba ng gumawa ka pa din from scratch. So, tinatawag namin doon usually semi-scratch. Kasi, you incorporate the ingredients, pero yung isang item mo or yung isang ingredient mo is already prepared, which is the mayonnaise. So, yun yung tinatawag nating semi-scratch for the salads. And also for your spreads din and sandwiches.
And you know what, Chef Ana, pwede rin natin to expand, no? Kasi ako gumawa ko ng Oriental dip. Ladies' Choice real mayonnaise plus hoisin sauce. So Oriental dip siya. Masarap, bagay. Pwede ka rin gumawa ng chili lime, di ba, Chef Ana? So meron kang Ladies' Choice as your base. Lagyan mo ng sriracha plus Knorr lime powder. Ang sarap niya, pang wings. Oo.
So marami kayong pwedeng dips na creation. So iba-ibang flavors pwede nyong gawin with just one base, which is our Ladies' Choice real mayonnaise.
Wow. Ito pa, Alex, comment dito. From Ayi Santos, favorite LC Mayo forever. Ang dami yung fans ng Ladies' Choice sa mayonnaise. Okay. Daming gamit. Pati na rin yung container ng Ladies' Choice. Pwede magamit rin yung reusable yung container ng Ladies' Choice din. Maraming salamat. And finally, our last slide. Moving on to the last slide here. O si Chef Pipo, sinasay Chef Pipo, soup base for palabok sauce. Pero daw yung, I think it's important. Pwede yan. Thanks so much, Chef Pipo, for joining us here again, Chef Pipo. Over here, for those who want to learn more of the recipes, they can go to the website of UFS. Can you share with us a bit more about the site?
Yes, you can check out ufs.com. Ito yun. Ito yung site na mismo. You can Google it, ufs.com. Pupunta yan dito. Lahat ng recipes namin, andyan lahat. You want to link with us, products, recipes, andyan lahat. Yeah. Chefs?
Yes, additional lang also, you can also check out the UFS Academy. So yung basic na diniscuss namin dito with food costing, nandyan din siya sa website. Also, meron din tayong other modules na pwede nyo i-check na will help you and your businesses.
Fantastic. And before everything else, this has been really great. No, sabi ko kanina kay Fim, tuloy-tuloy lang natin to. People are learning so much. If there are other topics which you want us to cover together with UFS, please let us know. The chefs have been doing really great job. Thanks so much, Chef Pao, Chef Ana, and of course, Chef Brando. Can you please just last minute plugging lang, guys? What would you want them to remember from this topic after everything we've talked about? Last few words for those who are starting off in the food business.
Ako muna.
Sige, Chef Brands. Oh, yeah, go.
Yeah. Okay, so I hope, again, to everybody who joined us this afternoon, thank you for spending your Friday afternoon with us. I hope after this, meron kayong mga takeaways that, again, when you go into food business, probably it's because you love to cook, you love to feed people, you have a very good product that you want to share. Just make sure also that when you're going to the business, that at the end of the day, I always go back to this, that all your efforts are worth it. When you see that bank account grow,
yeah.
And syempre, to those who are starting off in the food business, I hope this was helpful. To those who are currently operating a food business, I hope this session would encourage you to review your costings somehow, especially
hindi ka namimigay ng pagkain, hindi to party.
Yes, DPD program. Review your costings, especially now that it's a challenging times, no? Nagtaasan lahat ng price ng mga raw materials. So also with that, we've highlighted our products, our Unilever Food Solutions products. Again, these are solutions, these are bases for you to be able to utilize and apply so that whatever you come up with in terms of dish offerings, it will be very innovative, very creative, very interesting. And you could always, again, go back to our website, ufs.com, for more inspired dishes. You can follow us on our IG, Unilever Food Solutions _PH, our individual IG as well, for more inspired and creative dishes. And whatever we can help you with, just link us, hook us up, and contact us. We're on our way, you know. A lot of food restaurants now are opening up, dining in is coming in again. But those who are currently in the food business, again, we are here to help you. We are Unilever Food Solutions Philippines, and thank you, RJ, thank you Mercato Central for
thank you so much. Sabi ni Chef Kenneth Cacho over here, let's do more. Salamat RJ and UFS culinary team. Thank you so much. And of course, Si Chef Joan Liwangco Hendrano. Congrats, guys, for another great session that we just had. Thanks so
Thank
much.
you, guys. Thank you.
Oh, Chef
Thank you.
Ana, final words, Chef Ana?
Yes, additional lang to Chef B. So again, to everyone that's watching our session for today, thank you for tuning until the end of the session. So I hope meron kayong nakuha na will be helpful to you and to your businesses. Or kung umpisa man lang yan, at least meron na kayong starting point, no? Kasi for sure excited tayong lahat. Siya, gusto ko mag-business. So at least this session makakatulong na for your most sensitive kasi and but important yung ating food costing. So we really need to focus on that at saka at the end of the day, we all want to pay our bills, 'di ba? So we have to remember that food costing, of course, product pa rin tayo, kailangan okay yung product natin na ibebenta natin. And yung tips ko lang would be, number one, plan ahead. Really planning. Planning is really important, no? So from the first product to your second product until mga susunod yung products, planning is really important. At the second would be your suppliers, no? So kasi kung wala kayong suppliers, wala kayong magagamit. So really you have to consider getting from suppliers para bigger packs again, bigger savings, and consistent yung ating products. And third one, I think, would be enjoy. No, so enjoy niyo yung process kasi for sure ang sakit na ng ulo nyo kasi food costing pa lang, lalo na kung mano-mano, kung walang Excel file, 'di ba? Ang hirap katulad ko siguro kung nagsusulat kayo, mahirap talaga siya. Pero trust me guys, you will get through this process and then you should just enjoy. Kasi for sure in the first place naman kaya kayo gumawa ng ganitong business is you're really proud of that product or you really love that product. So make sure na you enjoy the process kahit gaano siya ka-stressful kasi at the end of naman may receive nyo rin yung reward, 'di ba? So enjoy lang. Yan lang yung gusto ko sabihin. And again, if you want to know more about our product, you can check our website. And to be more inspired or be creative, you can always check our Instagram, Facebook, and our hashtag UFS Chefs. So maraming chefs all over the country and other countries na nagpo-post ng mga photos doon and pictures and recipes na you can get for your business idea, 'di ba? So sabi nga kanina, so yung mga wag lang tayo mag-ride sa mga trendy or yung may craze ngayon. Kailangan meron din tayong originality. So for more inspiration, please check out our website and our Instagram. And hope you enjoyed this session. Thank you very much, everyone. And thank you, RJ, for always inviting us to this session.
Anytime. You're always welcome back here on the show. And finally, Chef Pao.
Of course, again, siguro masashare ko lang na tip is less is more. Always remember, less step, less labor, okay? Lesser ingredient, more profit. Okay? So again, yun yung mga shinare namin kanina, kaya let's be more efficient sa kitchen. Sa steps natin, be more efficient. Sa mga ingredients na ginagamit, let's be more efficient. Kung yung garlic mo, pwede mong gamitin sa ganito, sa ganyan, sa lahat, hindi lang sa isang dish. Why not? Para efficient ka, even sa inventory mo. Next is, do not be afraid to cost and study your market. Okay, yung iba kasi, takot silang himay-himayin yung nitty-gritty ng costing. Kung ano lang yung uso, kung ano lang yung nakita nila, binebenta niya ng 80, ako rin 80. Hindi mo talaga naiintindihan bakit siya 80 pesos. So I think pag-aralan mo pa. Okay? And study your market. Meaning, kapag yung market mo, yung pinagtitindahan mo, ang cash outlay nila nasa 150s, then pag-aralan mo bakit 150s, then down the line, hati-hatiin mo yung mga costing, bakit ganon. So yung pagkain mo, pag-aralan mo bakit ganito, pwede pa ba siyang mas mapamura para mas tumaas ang profit mo. Okay? So paglaro mo lang. So again, yung sinishare namin kanina, you can use Excel kasi may kita mo kagad doon yung profit mo versus yung food cost, 'di ba? Use that. And of course, always go back to your purpose. Ano ba yung purpose mo? Gusto mong syempre kumita ka rin in a way, hindi to charity. This is business. Gusto mo rin kumita. And at the same time, gusto mo rin makatulong, okay? Para mapakain mo rin yung mga gustong kumain, 'di ba? And again, follow us on Facebook, Unilever Food Solutions PH, and our website, check it out. Andun lahat ng mga talks namin, lahat from the start, from the beginning, nandun lahat. And thank you so much, RJ. Really
Again, thanks so much,
good job. Yeah.
I really appreciate Chef Pao. Thank you so much for the time, Chef Pao, Chef Anna, Chef B, Chef Kenneth, and all the chefs who appeared in the show. Of course, to Gabby and to Fim. Guys, I look forward to more talks together with you. We're inspiring a lot of people. They needed the inspiration coming out of this lockdown. I'm sure we will have a lot more chefs that we're going to create and we're going to professionalize sa tulong po ng UFS. Again, guys, thanks so much for your time. And hopefully we see you guys again next week for more great topics from our good friends from UFS. Again, we're over time a bit, but guys, thanks so much for the time. God bless. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Happy weekend.
Thank you, Fim. Thank you, Gabby.
Thank you. Hello to Vic. Kaibigan Vic.